Welcome back. The Department of Homeland Security will take a new look at how it trains its new recruits and its current employees as a result of the pandemic. The department's doing its evaluation as it prepares to hire thousands of new employees across its components. Clothilda Taylor is Chief Learning and Engagement Officer at the Department of Homeland Security. Clo, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. How did the pandemic change the way that you're thinking about recruiting, retaining, and training and upskilling employees across the department?
Hi, sir. It's a pleasure to be here. If I could answer that very quickly, I would say that a large part of our efforts during the pandemic was to retain our workforce and help employees feel less isolated, was to promote our employee association programs, which is also led by employees. It consists of employees who are drawn together by a common interest or towards our DHS mission. And we actually have been able to recruit, because word of mouth sometimes is one of the best ways to recruit. And we've been able to recruit and retain folks and benefit organizations by expanding our recruitment efforts through our employee associations programs.
You talked recently about what you need moving forward, and you said that the soft skills, especially critical thinking, is the most important thing that you need when you're looking for employees and when you're upskilling the employees you have now. What's the role of an organization like DHS in helping develop skills like critical thinking in the people you already have, Clo?
Absolutely. As you well aware, I'm sure that those soft skills, some of them are already part of our competency here at DHS, but we want to see more of the communication style of our skills to customer service, and all of those skills are managing, and also managing relationships has been critical to keeping us connected during this time frame. And we truly believe that if you don't have that communication skills where you're able to build relationships and keep those collaboration events going, then you're not going to be ready for the task at the end. So those are the soft skills that we're really looking for.
You've cited resilience as an important element too, and it sounds to me like if one has the skills that you just outlined, those are critical to helping someone continue to be resilient. Am I on the right track?
You're absolutely. And if I could use the word adaptability there, I would definitely put that word as well, that word in there, because that's exactly what we all have to be. It's very adaptable.
So how do you train to resilience and adaptability? Is that a skill that one can learn, and is that a skill that an organization like DHS or the components can teach, Clo?
Well, it's part of a skill. A lot of that is almost learned behavior also of who you are as a person. What we have decided that we're going to be more intentional. We're going to work together, emphasizing more teamwork, more team building, so we can look for folks and figure out who's that person that's really resilient, and how can we put them in cohorts, put them in tiger teams where they can spend more time helping to grow others. You provide those opportunities that allow exploration, and that way they give them an opportunity to prepare them before they transition into other roles or support them in their continuous learning opportunities.
You also cited the importance of understanding data analytics. What is it that, and what is it that employees need to know about data analytics? How far down into the weeds do you want your people to get? Obviously, it's dependent on what you expect them to do, but how far into the data analytics field do you want to take some people?
Well, data analytics is a way for us to quickly evaluate conditions and develop options, and it's like everything now. We're collecting data in every area within the Department of Homeland Security, and especially within Chico. We're working fully to utilize data through analytics to uncover meaningful and actionable human capital insights. And those insights, such as identifying factors that would optimize workforce planning, increase employee engagement, or prepare our organization for future of work.
How are you going about collecting that data, and how do you parse it to make sure that it's clean and you're making decisions off data that really is telling you what you think it's telling you?
Well, because it's so critical, we're using surveys. We actually use our pulse surveys that we use. We use exit interviews. We use data analytics systems that pick up on those data, and we actually go directly to our employees and get feedback directly from them, because we feel like they're the ones who's working this. They would know more important. They would know more so than anyone else because it's so critical. Additionally, our world is changing so rapidly, we must be able to keep and make faster decisions based on some of the data that we're collecting.
Are you learning anything from that data, Chloe, that you didn't expect to see before you dug into it?
Yes, we are. We're learning that people do love what they do. We're learning how and what's important to them. What do they really need in order to get their jobs done? And I think that has been one of the most fascinating things for us. It's like, what do you really need? Is it just, do you need more pencils? Or I'm being facetious, but what is that thing that you really just need to get your job done? So we really are learning a lot from that perspective.
We have about a minute left. What do you expect your overall learning and engagement portfolio to look like a year from now, after things are as close back to normal as they're going to be post-pandemic, and then maybe even 2 and 3 years out?
Yeah, I think you're right. As best we can describe, I do believe that here at DHS, what it will look like is we'll have a more intentional workforce. We'll be more flexible. We'll be more adaptable, and we'll be in a position where we can make sure that folks are comfortable. They have their work-life balance in place, and they're able to give their very best in their workplaces. Because I think you want to go from good to great, but you also want to make sure that folks are feeling comfortable and they feel like they can take care of things at home with their children, with their family, and then give you their best, very best when they come to work.
Clothilda Taylor of DHS, thanks very much for joining me. It's great to see you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you, sir.